What is up, everyone? It's CMG here. So we've got some recent updates regarding Overwatch 2. Now, it's been a couple of days since the beta turned itself off, and well, I'm already missing the beta already. However, Play Overwatch have updated their site with a recent blog post surrounding the changes to Moira and Mercy. And what we're going to do is I want to try and read some of this out. I'm not going to give any sort of input, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit of, just inform you as to what's currently going on surrounding, Overwatch 2. So hopefully we might even get a beta at some point later on before the game actually officially comes out. But it's good to know that the devs are informing us with some changes here and there. And apparently there's going to be some information coming next week surrounding maybe a new beta. Who knows? I just want to be I'm trying to be a little bit optimistic here. But let's have a read of what this says. So, one hand gives, the other takes away. Post-beta updates for Mercy and Moira. To the heroes of Overwatch, a little over a week ago, the Overwatch 2 beta came to a close, and we've been hard at work reviewing player feedback, internal data, and gameplay to help direct our next decisions. Next week, we plan to share more info about the data we've collected, but we wanted to share an update with our community in the meantime. So yeah, like I said earlier, it's always nice that the devs are, keeping us in the loop as to what's going on with the game. Alright, so there's some updates to Moira. There's been some changes to Mercy. Now, if you remember the necrotic orb that they added to the beta as like an updated change to her, that's been retracted. In this small little paragraph that explains it, I'm not going to, I'm not really going to go into detail, or I might say a few things here and there if I feel like it. But this is a video just to inform people. So there we go. Right, Moira. After taking community feedback into account, we've decided to revert the Moira beta changes, namely the new necrotic orb ability. We'll dive deeper into this in an upcoming statistics blog, but the main reason for its removal is that the overall gameplay loop became too passive for many players. Actually, what I will say about this is I have actually tried the new Moira and the new ability. I have to say it is a little bit too overly skilled to have to throw this out and try and land it on something. Now, if you remember the flow of gameplay that we had originally with Moira's previous ability, it's like you throw, let's just say, negative orb out. I don't remember the name of the orb, but you just throw it out and it latches onto enemies and it takes away a little bit of their health. And it just feels like it was like a more of a flow of the gameplay towards her. With this new necrotic orb, it feels like it's more overly skilled. So you just literally have to throw this out and then just hope something lands. And well, I mean, you do land a few orbs here and there, and you get like maybe 2 or 3 guys. And they get weakened, but I don't know. It just feels a little bit clunky, and I understand that that's the reason that they came up with. They sort of like realized that was a problem, and they sort of retracted it. The power that necrotic orb brought to the table necessitated a long cooldown to make the effect impactful, but not overly frustrating to play against. However, this meant many players would just hold the ability for the perfect moment. I.e., what they're trying to do is they just use it as a way of, okay, we're going to hold this and see if we can try and hit it at a perfect time so that it hits an enemy and then they get weakened. Rather than just, okay, we're going to throw out the orb and then see if we can do a little bit of damage to charge up the ultimate. I don't know if this is coming out right, but it just feels like the flow of gameplay that Moira had originally before the necrotic orb just feels so much better. In my opinion, this is just coming from me. This is not coming from millions and millions of players, but it's just coming from just myself. Necrotic Orb and all of Moira's compensation nerfs will be reverted in time for Overwatch League starting August 11th. Alright, cool. So, yeah, I'm glad that they're sort of like reverting this because it is kind of, needs a bit of work, honestly. If they do include, or if they do plan to include the Necrotic Orb a little bit later, even before the game comes out in October. And they've got plenty of time to work with it. So, it's best to sort of like go back and work on it, get it perfectly usable before the game starts. Then we start deciding if it's good or not. But right now it's a little bit overly skilled, in my opinion. Anyway, let's move on to Mercy. So, Honestly, I'll be honest, I didn't really play that much Mercy in the beta. I kind of like Reverted. I just like sort of kept with Anna, Moira, Brigida, some of those characters. I didn't really play too much Mercy, but let's talk about this. So they're talking about the Guardian Angel here. So I believe that they changed Mercy so that whenever you moved forward, you had a way of sort of, if you were in any danger or anything, you sort of like had to drag yourself back to get yourself out of the situation before you get killed. So they gave like a little defense mechanism there. But let's see what they say here. Super jump is the result of a bug that occurred during Guardian Angel. This bug became a core mechanic of high-level Mercy gameplay, and it added a lot of depth to her movement. Our goal was to integrate it into her kit for Overwatch 2, so it wasn't as hidden for new players. We recognized that the first iteration on Guardian Angel didn't quite feel right, and we saw similar thoughts from our players. We're currently testing another iteration of Guardian Angel that includes the directional control added to the beta, but it also allows Mercy to super jump in a similar way as before. This means cancelling the ability, while with crouch will launch her straight upwards without having to look in that direction. Well, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really play that much Mercy in the beta, although I can sort of understand where they're coming from. So when you're sort of trying to cancel the ability, and rather than just stand in place, you've got a way of sort of ascend yourself upwards, and then you sort of get away from a bad situation. I don't know. Maybe I'm just sort of saying things off the top of my head. But yeah, that's what I kind of think is what's being said here. Partnering feedback with development. This is the final paragraph here. The team would like to thank everyone who's involved in the testing process. Your feedback continues to be a core component in the development of Overwatch 2. The Overwatch 2 beta allows us to test new features and ideas, and we're super happy to get players involved in that process. We're constantly looking at player thoughts and gameplay data to help drive our decisions. And the changes to Mercy and Moira were heavily influenced by community feedback. Make sure to keep an eye out for more information on our findings from the Overwatch 2 beta coming soon. Now, we can take that final line with a pinch of salt, really. I mean, maybe they might be a new Overwatch 2 beta. Maybe. I'm going to say a word maybe, because what is it now? We're like coming to the end of July, August, September, October. There's 3 months. 3 months downtime before Overwatch 2 officially releases in October the 4th. So, maybe could there be another beta? Maybe? I mean, if they're talking about all of these changes and they're saying that there's going to be more info coming next week, I mean, they wouldn't even explain all of these new, this little bit of information that they're getting. Maybe they'll work on all of the changes, all the feedback they've received from some of our players, and then maybe they'll add some kind of beta a little bit later. Beta a little bit later down the line. Look, let's just be optimistic, but also realistic at the same time. But yeah, those are some of the changes. Moira and Mercy, the necrotic orb has been reverted. Mercy, a few little bit of tweaks for Guardian Angel. Let me know about what you think about all of these changes in the comments below. And yeah, that'll be the video. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys. If you like this idea for a video and you want to see more in the future, then go ahead and click on the subscribe button, send a comment, like the video, and then turn on your notifications. It really does help me out a great deal. You can also check me out on all of my social medias, my Twitter account, my Discord, and of course, my TikTok. Thank you for stopping by, chaps. Have a great day. Have a great life. Be nice, you fellow gamers, because we are all human beings. I've been CMG as always, and until the next video, I shall see you later. Peace.